Hello and welcome back to the 410. My name is Adrian, your host, and we're back on a Friday here. Big news in Baltimore, of course. We got the Orioles finally get us a win. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the NFL, where, of course, the Ravens won the clock. We had a big decision to make yesterday, but we definitely made a great one. We got us a great pick. We're going to talk about that. Of course, the NBA action, nothing but that. Straight action last night. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into our picks. Before we get into that, K-Hit Electrical on standby for any electrical needs you may have, whether they're big, small. You let them know exactly what you need. You let them know you heard about them here on the 410. They're going to be on the way with some great service and the best price in town, y'all. All right, the Orioles finally got over the hump yesterday. They just shook off that Easter Day massacre, hopefully. They got the job done 2-1 yesterday. We didn't have a big day on the bats there. Only 4 hits. We drove in 2 runs, one by Mr. O'Hearn, of course, and one by Mr. Mullins, our all-star. He got the job done there. Gunnar had a big play to seal the deal at the end of the game there, saving the Mountain from any kind of situation where he couldn't get the save. Of course, team effort got the job done. It showed a little grit there. The Orioles been through a lot here the last couple of days this week, pretty much the whole week since the Easter. Of course, I hope they get off to a better start here to the weekend and get off to a great start because you know I'm going to be down there on Monday to see what in the world is going on. All right, the Ravens, my goodness, I was biting my nails because, of course, I told you if Shador was sitting there, take him. So they had a big pick there. I had already told you, the boy from Georgia, Mr. Malaki Starks, they had their eye on him the whole time. I was pretty much sold on him. But of course, I said if Shador was there, I didn't see there being any reason why we didn't take him, thinking there was going to be good value in there. But they must know something. I don't know. Shador been getting the job done ever since I've been watching him, even when he was playing in the lower division in college. But I don't know. They must think that he's not going to be able to do the same type of things in the NFL. We're going to see tonight. Cleveland is up on the clock first tonight. I pray that he don't go to Cleveland because I don't want them to have all that kind of fanfare down there. But, of course, it's the second round. People can trade up to get that pick because yesterday they sure traded up to get Travis Hunter, just like I told you here yesterday. It was all kinds of people calling about that pick, and I knew exactly who they were trading up for. It was Travis Hunter. They calling him the best two-way player been available for a long time. So we're going to see how that goes for him. I'm just thanking God he didn't go to Cleveland. Jacksonville moved up, and I jumped for joy, y'all, because I definitely didn't want to see him in Cleveland because, my goodness, he's going to be a baller. Abdul Carter, he went number 3. No surprise there. So pretty much yesterday, the top 3, we were pretty much all the way in line with that. Let's check out that Malaki Starks call yesterday from Mr. DeCosta.
Malaki.
How you doing?
Hey, this is Eric DeCosta with the Ravens. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Hey, how would you feel about coming to Baltimore and playing for our defense?
I've been sitting here waiting too long, Coach. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've heard you're one of the best kids to come out of Georgia in a long time, and
Without a doubt.
and that means a lot to me, and it means a lot to our owner Steve Bisciotti and Coach Harbaugh. You're a great player on tape, and we're going to add you. We're going to take you. Our defensive coaches are ecstatic. They're so happy.
Yes, sir. Me and you both. I appreciate the opportunity. I really do.
Who do you got over there?
I'm with my mom, my dad, my fiance, and my staff.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Glad you hear our crowd here celebrating. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're fired up, man. We're fired up. Listen, I'm going to call you back later. Zach, come here. You got to talk to our defensive coordinator, Zach Gore.
Malaki, what's going on, baby? How you doing?
How you doing, Coach? I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing real good after we selected you, man. Congratulations,
Me and you
man.
both. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
You earned this, bro. I'm excited to get a chance to work with you, man. You fit our style of play, my type of player. You're going to do great things here in Baltimore for a long time, man. For real.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I already know you are, bro. Well, congratulations, man. Enjoy it with your family. Can't wait to get you up here in Baltimore. We'll see you tomorrow.
Malaki, welcome to Baltimore. We're going to see you later on this year doing your thing. All right, NBA action couldn't be more than fantastic last night. Of course, we had some picks on the line here. First game up was Detroit going up against the Knicks. This was nothing but a nail biter here. Detroit was fighting back and forth. Cat, he came out strong. Going up against the Viking Warlord, he looked real good. He was really aggressive. He must have heard me here saying he wasn't going to be able to do anything with them and took that personal. And Jalen Brunson, he was right along for the ride here. New York, they righted the ship here. This series could be a long one. Detroit, they got to get over the hump here and learn how to win these close games, or they're going to be getting out of the playoffs here. Our pick was Detroit. That was no good here by half a point. Next game up was the big game last night. Of course, Memphis, they were acting a fool the first half. Ja Morant, they were going crazy. They were up by 29 there against Oklahoma. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know what happened. Somebody had put something in their Gatorade. I didn't know what was going on. But Ja, hope he's doing okay. But he fell, and that was the end of the story there. OKC, they went on a tear. Chet Holmgren, he had 23 points in the second half, leading the charge. OKC came back, won this game 114-108. They didn't cover the spread, but they definitely won this game. They up 3-0. Of course, with Ja Morant being questionable, Memphis is pretty much done for, but they were pretty much done for with Ja Morant anyway. They were just giving them their last shot at the season last night. Next game up, last game of the night last night was the Denver Nuggets going up against the Clippers. And Denver, they didn't look like they even showed up to the game. The Clippers, I'm telling you, y'all, they looking really strong. I told you. And they did exactly what I told you yesterday. It was 4 players. Almost all 4 of them had 20. One of them was shy by 1 point. And I'm trying to tell you, the Clippers, they look like the most balanced team in the playoffs here. Kawhi Leonard, he's been going crazy. He didn't have a huge game yesterday, but they still were able to blow Denver all the way out at home. 117-83, I don't think Denver has a shot in this series anymore. Jokic, he did everything he could do. Big triple-double. It just looks like, of course, Porter Jr., he doesn't look like he's 100%. Denver just isn't bringing enough to the table. The way the Clippers are playing, looks like they'll be moving on to the next round. Of course, we got to get into tonight's game. Nothing but straight action here. There's a lot of injuries going on here. Big name stars that's going to sway the way things may go here. The first game is exactly that here. The Magic going up against the Celtics. It looks like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown may be sitting here tonight. Orlando, they're getting 3.5 points at home here. Of course, without Tatum and Brown, that changes things a lot. But Boston, they've been playing really well, even if they don't have them two. Of course, it's just going to be Paolo and Franz Wagner going up against the rest of Boston. I'm still thinking Boston to get the job done. We're going to take Boston minus this 3.5. Next game up, of course, is the Bucks, Pacers. Nobody's hurt in this series. Everybody's ready to play. Everybody's ready to fight in this series. We're going to see a big game tonight. I think Milwaukee's going to do their best to do their thing and try to win this game because, of course, Indiana's looking to sweep them, so they talk some more junk. But in the end, I think Indiana's going to win the series like I've been talking about. But tonight, this could be a big game for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's favored to win this thing by 5.5 points. I'm taking Indiana plus the 5.5, and we're going to roll with that tonight, y'all. Next game up is going to be the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Of course, this is one of those series where you got the old and the new. You got LeBron and you got Ant. And Ant looking to take that torch from LeBron. Ant, he definitely looks like he's primed and ready to go. I don't know if they're going to be able to get the job done tonight. Of course, they're favored by a few points here. The Lakers, they get 3.5 points. That's my pick. But this is going to be a tough fuck game here. Luka Magic is real. Luka's been dropping them off. I don't see anything changing tonight. Of course, the home crowd normally gets the players that are on the bench and those role players going. So that's going to maybe be the difference tonight. If LA can get some of their role players going, then of course they'll be good to go. But we'll see how this thing goes tonight. I'm going to be watching. These games are nothing but great here. Thank you for tuning in today. Of course, tonight, big game tonight for the O's. We got Brandon Young on the mound. Hopefully the O's can keep things rolling here. And then, of course, the draft, that's going to be rolling here. We got another pick here, number 57. We're going to bring another star into Baltimore, y'all. And, of course, the NBA, I can't wait to watch all the games tonight. Please be safe here. It's the weekend. Check me out. Like I said, share this with everybody you know. We're going to keep it rolling here on the 410. If you haven't already, please check out your family and friends. Make sure they're doing okay. This is Adrian here on the 410.